Behind every successful woman is a story most people never see. The late nights, the tough decisions, and the moments where giving up would have been easier. She didn't. Welcome to Successful Women Entrepreneurs, where we uncover the strategy, the systems, and the real journey behind success. So if you've ever felt like you're doing all the things, but still not getting the results you want, make sure you stay until the end, because what she shares could completely change that for you. Today, we're joined by Dr. Anita McDaniel. Let's dive in.
Hello, ladies. I have someone super exciting that I want to introduce you to, Dr. Anita McDaniel. She is the go-to person when it comes to health, wellness, and your overall being. Dr. Anita McDaniel is an integrative restoration strategist. She focuses on holistic and functional medicine. If you've been low on energy, feeling off, want to lose weight, just want to live longer, this is the video for you. I know many of you guys are entrepreneurs. We're always in that hustle mentality, and a lot of us don't take care of our physical well-being. I want to introduce Dr. Anita McDaniel. Welcome, Dr. Anita.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am so glad to be here.
Yeah, Dr. Anita, before we get started, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I am Dr. Anita McDaniel. I am a holistic and functional medicine practitioner, and I help high performing women get their life back. I'm just going to say that I help them get themselves back, especially in the middle age. I've been doing this, I want to say I've been studying and in school for about 14 years for wellness and health. I said we do a lot of women, we go hard, and don't nobody go hard for us sometimes. So I want to be that woman who go hard for the women so we can live longer.
Yes. And I've also worked with Dr. Anita McDaniel, so I can vouch for the work that she does and the powerful transformations that she's been able to provide for other women. So, a lot of high performing women in this community are already doing everything right. Maybe some of them are eating well, they're exercising, they might even be seeing their doctor, but they still feel off. From your experience, Dr. Anita, what's actually going on here?
What's actually happening that many women don't know is their system is most of the time overloaded or it's dysregulated. They're doing all the things right, like they're eating, they're exercising, but their body is no longer in a state where it can respond like it used to. A lot of time, because like I said, I work with middle age, midlife women. I'm saying midlife women. A lot of time, our nervous system is under stress. So when our nervous system becomes under stress, have a lot of stress, the body shifts. And when the body shifts, that's when we start to dysregulate and our body goes into survival mode. So in survival mode, it doesn't prioritize fat loss. It doesn't prioritize energy or clarity. So we spinning our wheels, doing everything right. And our body is, no, I'm too stressed to do. I know you're doing it right, but I'm too stressed to handle what you're giving me right now.
That is so true. Myself and a lot of my colleagues are currently experiencing that. So, most people assume that the answer is more discipline, a better plan of just pushing through. Do you agree with that or not?
I don't agree with that. More discipline on a dysregulated system, it creates more resistance.
Mhm.
So when you have more resistance, you're not getting results. So more resistance equals no results. You cannot outwork a body that is out of order. So you have to get in order for your body to be disciplined. You can have the best plan in the world, but if your system is, I'm going to say, outdated, it's not going to work.
Yes. So, why do you think so many women are putting in more effort than ever before, but still not getting those results?
Because they're solving the wrong problem.
Gotcha.
That's the reason why they are adding more strategies to a system that actually needs restoration. And they're giving their system more pressure instead of restoring. We always have to get to the root problem. If you don't get to the root, You can do all of that, but if you don't know what your root problem is, how are you going to fix something? It's just like you just put in a band-aid over that thing and not fixing what's really happening to your system or your body.
Yeah, because a lot of the high performing women, they're doing everything right in their business or their career at corporate, and they think they're doing everything right for their body. So I like that you're bringing that awareness. So, ladies, make sure that you tune into this. Our topic is not necessarily around money making, but when you are able to restore your body in the way that Dr. Anita is going to break down in this interview today, you're going to see massive shifts happening in your entire life. That's the power of this session that we're having. Dr. Anita, what's the biggest misconception that you see when it comes to women trying to fix their energy, their hormones, and their body? So, a lot of women, maybe they believe that, oh, it's just my hormones and they don't take care of it, or I'm just getting older. This is normal for me to feel this way. I need to be more consistent. What's your take on that?
The biggest misconception is thinking the problem is a symptom. It's not just hormones, it's not just your energy, it's not just your weight. I always say all of those are byproducts of what's going on. The weight gain, weight loss, that's a byproduct of what's going on in your bodies. So those things are something, when you have those symptoms, that's something bigger. It means something deeper is going on in your system. And so instead of, oh, I need more energy or I need to lose weight, no, why did you gain weight? Where did your energy go? Don't just, oh, I got to lose. How did you gain weight? What was
Hmm.
the problem? What got there? Did your metabolism slow down? Did something happen in your life that caused that weight to start adding? Did somebody trigger you? It's a bigger problem than what we think. It could have been a trigger that caused you to gain weight or lose your energy or just even throw your hormones off.
Yes, absolutely. And Dr. Anita has so much value to provide. I know she's been helping me. I've lost 10 pounds since working with Dr. Anita personally, and I'm still definitely working on this. And you can look at some of my videos and you can see that in my face. So I'm so excited that she's here with us. And with Dr. Anita, I'm getting to the root problem of not just specifically the weight loss. I want to have more energy to show up in my business. And Dr. Anita really helps you to identify what you're doing on a daily basis. So sometimes I'll hear her in my head, like, okay, Star, things that I never thought of before considering, because even like with the weight loss, she'll give us advice on, okay, if you gained weight, you shouldn't have gained weight based on this. You might actually be allergic to something. And so now my mind goes beyond just the typical thought of, oh, I need to be physically in shape and I need to be doing this and doing that. There's definitely underlying things that we have to be focused on. So thank you so much, Dr. Anita, for sharing that.
Yes.
So why do you think that women focus so much on fixing individual symptoms like hormones, sleep, or diet instead of what's actually driving them?
Because they were taught to chase the system. That's what society teach us, that you need to fix this, you need to fix that, you need to fix that. They're never taught how to read and regulate their own body. We were taught to live in a body, but we weren't taught to really how to live in our body day to day. So we depend on the doctors to tell us, hey, this is wrong with you. And they might give you a medicine, but never pinpoint what's really wrong. So we don't know how to regulate our own system. And that's why I teach. I show you, we get to the root. I show you what's going on with your body. We can go back to your childhood. We don't know that trigger. Something happened and it could just come up in your adult life and you're dealing with that and you don't know why. So we just have that one-to-one private time of what's really going on. You could have went through and they don't talk about stuff. You could have went through a divorce and that divorce triggered you, or you could have lost a loved one and that was a trigger for you and it threw your body off. See, that's stuff that they don't talk about.
It's so true because I know you focus on working with midlife women like ourselves. And if you're at this point in life, you've had some traumas, you might be currently experiencing traumas, and we don't often relate those to the way that our body is feeling, performing, healing, and everything else. So, absolutely. Now, you mentioned something that was really interesting here, and that's about the system regulation problem and it not being a symptom problem, but more of regulating that system. So, can you explain this in simple terms for our audience? Because I know Dr. Anita is super educated. And so, break it down for those of us who are not professionals in your field.
All right, a simple term. Our body works as one system. If the brain, if the metabolism, or our nervous system, if they are not working together, nothing responds properly. So instead of fixing parts, we restore the whole system. That's as simple as it gets.
Got it. And we want to do that. So, I thank you for breaking that down. So, what does it actually mean when a woman's body stops responding?
Ooh, how can I say that simple? It means the inputs are no longer producing an output. It means that she's doing the work, but the body isn't reacting to the work she's doing. And it's not a failure. Sometimes I failed. We hear, oh, I failed at that weight loss, or I failed at, you didn't fail. That means you have a block system. So you just got to find out what's blocking that system. Sometimes it's not a metabolism problem. Sometimes it is. You have to
Mhm.
get to that root problem. And each one of us is different. Me and you, Star, we could have the same issue, but we could have a different root problem, and we have to take care of it a different way.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about the work that you do, Dr. Anita, because you really hone in on the individual client and what their needs are, what could be triggering that. I like to compare it to men. Oftentimes we see men getting results at being able to lose weight quickly, or we might even be looking on social media and looking at other women and thinking, I'm doing what she's doing. Why is this not working for me? And sometimes there's different underlying problems that we face. So I do want you to definitely book in with Dr. Anita at bookwithanita.com if you're someone who wants to take your health seriously, take yourself to the next level. Dr. Anita, what makes your approach different from what most women have already tried, like many of our audience members in this community?
I don't chase a symptom. That's something I don't do. I'm not chasing your symptoms. I do something called decode what the body is doing. We're going to go in and we're going to decode, and we're going to listen to our bodies. We're going to look at our bodies, because our bodies it's always talking to us. You can have a crack in your body. You know how our bones start cracking when we get a little older? Our
Yes.
body, that's our body talking to us. So our body is always talking. So I look for patterns. I look for at your stress load. We talk about rhythms, and I know you talking about rhythm because I'm always asking y'all, what is your rhythm? You have to have a rhythm. What's your eating rhythm? What's your workout rhythm? What is the rhythm that your body is in? And we look at the metabolic systems, and then we rebuild order. I'm a big order person. We have to have order in the body. And once we rebuild because we do this together, our bodies can respond again. So I decode it, we regulate it, and then we restore it. So that's how it's a threefold. It's not a one and done. It's a threefold, because when you leave me, I want you to be able to say, "Ooh, my body did this. Let me see what's going on." And you can start partnering with our bodies. And that's what we are here for, is to partner with our own bodies, not somebody else telling us, oh, this is what's going on. No, I know how to listen to my body now. And I don't think that's what it's telling me, because I talk to her every day and I listen to her every day.
Yeah. So if you're a woman entrepreneur and you're just focused on the now of how much money you can make, I want you to think beyond that about your future life when you start to become elderly or you want to retire. What is your life going to look like? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be active and be able to be in shape and do things for yourself? And so that's why these conversations are very important for us to have. And Dr. Nita, you're so right. Your take is different than other women because I see other people who are in the health and wellness space. Some of them are educated like yourself, some of them are not, but they may say, okay, you need to be doing this, or we're all going to be doing this or that. And what I loved about your work in working with you is that I could see you were supporting clients and saying, okay, this is your system or pattern. This is what's happening for you. or if you fit this criteria, this is the path for you. And I was quickly able to identify, oh, that's me, Dr. Anita. Like this particular person that you described is me, and that's the path that I should be on for my health and wellness journey, not what other women are doing specifically. So you're right, your work is very highly customized based on our individual needs. So I love that about what you do in helping women. We talked about the systems. Now, let's talk about some of the signs that a woman's body is dysregulated, because some people feel good, right? And others may not. What are the signs that they can look for to identify that their body is actually dysregulated? And maybe she doesn't know what this is.
Some of the signs are would be brain fog. We don't lost some keys. I know I just had my keys. They're probably still in your hand, but I know I had my keys. Or you can't remember. You in the middle of a sentence and you can't remember what you're about to say. You're like, oh, I lost it. So it can be brain fog. It can be low energy, poor sleep, and sleep is the number one factor when it comes to our health. It could be weight resistance, cravings, mood shifts, inconsistent results. It's so many signs when she's trying to get results, and no matter how hard she tries, it's like it's not working, and then
Yes.
we give up.
Definitely. So, ladies, definitely pay attention to that so that you can identify that, hey, your body is actually dysregulated. So, women who may not realize that their body is dysregulated, what do they usually blame instead?
Star, what's the number one thing we blame when we get here? Our age.
Yes. The midlife age.
I'm just getting older.
I was thinking, like, yep.
We
Definitely.
usually blame our age. Yeah, I'm just getting older. And some women, they might blame their hormones. Oh, I don't have enough discipline. I know that used to be me. I'm not disciplined enough. And I'm like, but I do the same thing all the time. How can I say I'm not disciplined? I am disciplined. Or she's just thinking something is just wrong with her. Something is wrong with me. And we go to the bad side of that, right? And we just start blaming so many things. And that's just going to continue to overload our nervous system.
And that just makes it worse. That's so
Yeah.
true. So, being that you work with women who may have already done everything, like they went to the doctor, as we mentioned earlier, maybe they've tried diets, programs, supplements. Can you walk us through what's actually different when you look at what's happening in their body, the labs they're getting, the protocols, or is it something else entirely?
It's not just about labs or protocols, it's about interpretation and strategy. What I see most women, they have the data, but they have no direction. So when they looking at all of this, and it was like, okay, now what? They don't know how to interpret it. It's okay, I have this information. What do I do with it? How can you help me? And that's what I do. If we're going to do labs, and that's on the program that I have, that's the main one of the first things that we do is we're going to look at your labs. We're going to see what's going on with that body. What is your body telling you? What's low, what's high, what you need to regulate. And then we're going to give you a strategy.
Yeah.
How we going to in your business, how you going to do business without a strategy? Why don't you have one for your own health?
That is so true. I have been to my primary doctor looking at these labs, and they just say, okay, we're going to get your labs done and come back. And if there's something serious, maybe they'll give you one prescription and you're treating the symptom or whatever, but you're not healing. And I'm looking at these labs and they'll have a chart saying that it should be this. And I'm like, she never told me anything about this. What does this mean? Should I be changing something? And we're just left out here just getting prescriptions, or unless we're like really gravely sick, maybe they're not doing anything for us when there are things that are actually there that we should be working on. So I love that Dr. Anita McDaniel actually has us do the labs, and she is actually guiding you through as a professional what these numbers mean and what we need to be doing to regulate our body so that we can be the best version of ourselves. So I love that. Dr. Anita, your background is really interesting. You're a doctor, you've taken a very different path than most. Can you share a little bit about your journey and how you came to specifically focus on this type of work that you do?
Okay. Let me tell you, my beginning was being an English teacher. Okay. I got my first degree in English, and there were gaps in the system. As I got older, I saw gaps, and nothing, if you're a regular doctor, nothing against that if you go to the doctors, but the doctors just weren't solving problems. They were solving a symptom, but they weren't, like you said, they weren't healing. And what we do, they don't even like for us to really say healing, but they
Hmm.
weren't healing. And that's what I want a woman to do. I want you to be healed. I want you to be whole. So I saw that gap as women weren't being healed. They weren't being made whole. Women were doing everything they were told to do, but still they were not getting the results. So I got my first degree was in complementary and alternative health. So I started there, and that was a little different for me because it looked at stuff that I didn't know nothing about. I'm like, what is this? Because they never taught us about this when it comes to the body. What's all these colors? And so from there, my as Coach Star said, my my background is a little different because I went into coaching. So I became a mental health coach. So I got the mental health part where it's not just your body, what's your mind doing? I got the brain health. I'm a brain health coach. So I can look at something's not firing right. I don't diagnose, I don't do anything. But for me, I work with your therapist, I work with your doctors. I call it, I'm a team. I'm a piece all of that together so you can become whole. So I did all of that. And then I got my doctorate in holistic and functional medicine and put all of that together to become the restoration strategist, because what's good in having all these different symptoms, you mask this, or they give you something for this, and then this goes wrong and that goes wrong, and then they gave you this medicine that says, oh, you got the medicine but this might happen. Why are you giving me medicine and another symptom's gonna happen? I'm gonna get sick medicine. So none of that stuff right there really makes sense to me. So I'm like, I don't like it. I go to the doctor when I have to, but I'm like, y'all don't make me whole. And I
Yes,
want to be whole.
I love that. So, what made you realize now that you've gotten your degrees, you've helped a lot of women, what made you realize that the conventional approach was not enough for these women?
Women were being dismissed. I'm just going to say that. They were being, or we were being dismissed or given surface level answers. They were given plans, but not understanding. As you said, you get the lab works with no understanding. And that's what happened to me. I got my last lab work. The doctor didn't even tell me. It came through an email. She never called me and it's, this number is high, this number is low. You need to do this. I didn't get any of that. So what did I have to do? I had to look at it for myself and see what was going on with my own body and what I needed to do for my body. And I'm like, if you're doing this to me, and even I went, and I'm gonna say this, I went and my blood pressure was up a little. My blood pressure isn't really, I don't have blood pressure problem. We might have to put you on a little medicine. Why am I getting on a little medicine when I don't have a blood pressure problem? I may have been elevated on this day.
Mm.
I believe in checking my numbers. I check my blood pressure, even though I don't have blood pressure problem. I usually stay at 110, 114, no lower than higher than 124. So I keep my numbers checked. And I'm like, why are you putting me on medication? And then I realized, oh, this is what you do to people. They come in, they might have a little problem, and you automatically gonna give them medication. And I looked at her and I was like, do I have to? She was like, no. And I I'm sitting there, but you were going to give me something if I said yes that I really didn't need. So
Wow. They definitely
that,
do that for sure.
yeah. So I was
Wow.
like, oh, I don't like this. So you think how many women out there are really on medication that shouldn't be there? All they need to do is learn how to regulate their own bodies.
Very powerful, Dr. Anita. And like you said, if you're not sure what's going on, this is why it's important for you to actually work with someone like Dr. Anita. So definitely head on over to bookwithanita.com so that you can get clarity on what's happening with your body, regulate your system in your body so that you are in the best shape of your life and you don't have to necessarily rely on medications. Now, of course, there are some medicines that some people have to take, so we're not talking about that. What we're talking about here, as Dr. Anita said, is being prescribed something just for the sake of it when there's something that you can control when you understand what's actually happening with your body. So definitely, ladies, check that out. Dr. Anita has personally lost over 100 pounds naturally. Naturally. She is an expert. She's a genius at what she does. Go ahead, Dr. Anita McDaniel. Continue. I just had
Right.
to really break that down.
So life, and I gained some, and then I lost it again. I'm still losing, y'all. I'm on this journey with y'all because I'm still losing. I still want to be the best version of Anita I can be. But what I have learned on this last leg is a lot of us, when it comes to losing weight or regulating our system, many of us we don't have a lot of fat. We have a lot of inflammation. And
Mhm.
if we realize how inflamed our bodies are from the foods we eat, from the stuff in the air, from what we drink, all of that affects our bodies. So we like a lot, we really inflame. And y'all, I don't like it because I can eat salt and sugar and my body wants to inflame. And I'm like, you take the fun out of it. But I'm able to learn my body. I know my body. And that's something they don't teach. Don't do this, don't do it. No, learn your body. Look, eat this and look at your body. If it does this, okay, I'm going to put this out here. It takes about, I'm going to say about 5,000 calories for you to gain 1 pound. How many times do you eat 5,000 calories in a day? So if you get on the scale the next day and you see you don't went up a pound, you got water retention, somewhere in your body, you are holding water and you are holding inflammation. You're not holding fat. So when we learn how to look at our bodies and read our body, we realize that a lot of stuff we need to get on control just by our eating. It could be a supplement that you're taking that your body don't might not like the supplement. It could be anything. So we have to really know and understand our body. And I didn't realize until I got into this work how serious it is for us to really understand and love our body.
Exactly. We don't have to be perfect. But I also learned a lot about that because we immediately think when we talked at the beginning of this interview how women are like restricting themselves and they're doing all these things. And it's like you don't have to starve yourself. You can enjoy certain things, but we all react differently to different foods. And so when you work with Dr. Anita McDaniel, you get that personalized guidance on what's happening to your own body based on what you're consuming, not what someone else is consuming. Dr. Anita, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your journey. And you've had some massive breakthroughs for that I'm aware of for yourself. Now, tell us about some of the women that you've worked with where maybe she thought that she had a hormone problem or an energy problem, a discipline problem, a weight loss problem, but it turned out to be something else. Can you tell us a little bit about someone that you've worked with?
One lady that I worked with, she thought she had a eating problem, but it wasn't an eating problem, it was a lifestyle problem. She was gravitating to things because a certain part of her life wasn't right. And she didn't have a rhythm. I told y'all, I talk about rhythm. She didn't have a rhythm going on in her life. So she was just living day by day. And I was like, no, what is the underlying problem? Why are you? And I'm gonna ask you why. Why are you? If you don't like the word why, you don't like the answer why. You, yeah, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not the one because we don't mask. You can't be healed unless you can sit there in the mirror and tell yourself the truth.
Yes.
And what they say, the truth should set you free. You want to be free. I start asking the hard questions of what's going in your, why is your body under so much stress? Because it wasn't even a lab result or hormones. It was a lifestyle. And when we realized that the lifestyle that she had gotten herself into was causing all the dysregulation in the body, something clicked. It was like, oh, so this is causing this and causing this. I'm like, yeah, all of that one thing is causing your whole body to be offline or just disaligned. And we got to get you back into alignment. And so once you face, and I'm going to say face your demons. So sometimes that's what we have to do. Once you face that demon in your life, once you face that trauma, I think you said that word earlier. Once you can start facing the traumas, or once you can think back to this started, I didn't start doing this until then. Because
Mhm.
as a high achieving woman, we are so busy. When something happened, we keep going. We don't take the time to stop. So you don't realize when this happened, oh, my body started falling apart. When this happened, you don't stop. You just keep going and you thinking it's a part of life. Oh, I'm just tired. Oh, I'm just too busy. No, something just happened at this point in your life and your hormones start dysregulating. And all of this happen. It causes your blood count to go down. All of that works together. And if one is out of line, it's going to trigger down to so many other things. So you have to, she had to stop and be like,
Mhm.
this is what's causing my problem? Yes, ma'am. This right here that you thought was so small affected all of this over here. So it affected your weight gain. It affected that you had to go get vices. It's all of that. And I don't know if you're a smoker. Why do you smoke?
Mm.
It's a cause to everything. And that smoking is messing with your brain fog.
Or
You're trying to
drinking too. I see a
huh?
lot of or drinking. I see a lot of women entrepreneurs who drink as well.
Brain. Yes,
Mhm.
all of that. Yeah, so it's more than energy, it's more than a discipline. And I can't say that I just love a woman to be whole.
Yes.
I'm that's just my heart. It's just to see because we go through a lot, we carry a lot. We carry kids, we carry our business, we carry the family, we carry the extended family, and there is so much on our shoulder. You trying to work, and some of them single moms. You're just working, trying to survive, and your body is, I can't do it anymore. I
Yeah.
can't carry this load anymore. And some of you are carrying loads that you weren't even supposed to carry, but you
Mm.
can't stop long enough to ask for the help. We put so much money in our business, but we won't put money in ourselves. What we gonna have? You can't have your business in a hospital bed.
Yeah, and that's why I talked about your future, not just this current moment of time that you're working and building your business. So, what do you think most women struggle to figure out on their own? Maybe they are smart and high achieving, but they're stuck, right? Is it a knowledge issue, something deeper?
It's not, it's misdirection.
Got it.
They're applying their effort in the wrong place. They're listening to a lot of people, and everybody has something to say. So they are trying to figure out this is going to say this and that's going to say that. And I'm going to put it all together. And I did have a client. She said, I went to the doctor and my doctor told me to do this. In the back of my head, I was like, Dr. Anita said, I don't need to do this.
Yes.
She was like, I had to listen to you because what you were telling me had been working. And one thing I teach is to do stuff with your body type. What Star can do with her type body, I might not can do with my type body. So We have to look at our bodies. I can't look at the next person, but I'm gonna do what she. No, I'm gonna end up hurting myself. I'm gonna starve myself. I'm gonna do all of these things, and I'm gonna be all messed up and mad all over again. So a lot of women, it's the misdirection.
Definitely. When my back was out, I had people telling me to do certain things. I was only making it worse, and that was such a nightmare. And that leads me to the next question about conventional medicine. Why is it so hard to get answers from conventional medicine?
Because conventional medicine focus on isolated symptoms, and
Mhm.
they're not focused on full system function. And I think that's just wrong. You just looking at this. I'm coming in with a headache, and you're going to give me a Tylenol, but you're not going to see what caused my headache. Where is it coming from? You just go, it might be allergies, or it might be this, or it might. We go to the doctor, we hear a whole lot of it might.
Yeah,
So they're just going to give me some Tylenol and say, here, take this. And if you're having a problem, maybe take some allergy medicine. Well, do we know that's the real problem?
oftentimes not.
No.
So,
No, it's just that isolated symptom that they do.
yes. So let's talk about the future for all of you listening in. If a woman actually addresses the root of what's happening in her body, what changes for her? So, how does it affect her mental clarity and focus, her energy and consistency, her confidence in feeling like herself again?
So what happens when she addresses it? Oh, we don't have to worry about that burnout problem that we talk about a lot. It would be no burnout because you know your symptoms. You're gonna know, oh, my body is tired. I actually need to take a vacation. So she's gonna learn how to put a vacation on a schedule and take that time for herself. She's gonna have energy. She's gonna have confidence. That's one of the things I like, because when your body is in a line, your confidence come back. A lot of time when a woman body starts shutting down, she starts second guessing herself. She starts shrinking back. She starts getting quiet. She used to be a lot outgoing, and all of a sudden she don't talk in rooms anymore. You're like, she used to be the loudest one in the room. Now she doesn't talk. So when the body comes back in alignment, she now have that confidence, and she's gonna speak. She's gonna speak with clarity, and she's gonna speak as if she owns the room, because now she has that mental focus to focus on her business, whatever she's doing, and she's gonna own it, and she's gonna own who she is. She will become aligned to who she really is on this earth.
I love that. As entrepreneurs, we're guilty of investing in business, right? And we are not investing in our health. So, when we talk about fixing these things, does it make things easier, not just for the business, but relationships, performance, everything else happening in their lives?
Oh, when you fix that, people gonna notice something is wrong. Hold on. You walk in a room different. You voice yourself. You are confident in who you are. And you're like, because when something is off, when you even have a cold, you don't want to show up like you usually do. So when something is off in you, you don't show up. You're quiet, or you let other people make decisions, and you do all of this. But once you become in alignment, and your mind is clear, and your energy becomes consistent, and you start feeling like yourself, not even feeling like yourself. I'm gonna say you're gonna feel better than what you used to, because you got your I don't think the new people call it mojo, but you got your mojo back, right? So your clarity sharpened. So you are now, you're that go girl. You can talk, you can have conversation. You're not moody. When you're off, sometimes you're moody, you're short tempered. Somebody asks you something, and you quick to snap, not because you're mean, but because your symptom is just off. And sometimes you just don't want to think. You too tired to think. You too tired to perform. So when people come to you, you don't want to perform. So once your body is in a line, you don't have that problem.
Yes. Dr. Anita, I just want to remind our audience to go visit bookwithanita.com so that you can book a call with Dr. Anita. But Dr. Anita, I want to talk a little bit about your offer and who it's for, right? So Is it for women who just notice that something's off, women who've been struggling for years? What kind of women benefit from your approach?
The women who benefit, who this is really for, is high performing women who feel off and can't figure out why, especially those who have tried everything already and they can't get the answers and they are just frustrated and they are at the end of their rope and ready to put in the work.
Yes. And someone like myself, I felt like I knew what I needed to do, but I just couldn't take action. And if you're someone like that, Dr. Anita is also the person for you. So definitely visit bookwithanita.com. So, Dr. Anita, where can our audience find you on social media? Are there any places where they can find you and connect with you?
Yes, you can find me on social media you can find me on Facebook at Dr. Anita McDaniel, facebook.com/ Dr. Anita McDaniel. You can find me on Instagram at the Anita McDaniel, also on LinkedIn at the Anita McDaniel, and on YouTube, I am there as the Anita McDaniel.
Yes. And before we dive into Dr. Anita's offer and what it's like to work with her, I want to just definitely share a free resource for you guys. So, anyone who's feeling a bit off or you just want to know more about yourself, I encourage you to visit the mcdanielinstitute.com/hormone type quiz. Now, visit this. This is a free resource that Dr. Anita has put together for you to help you identify your hormone type. And Dr. Nita, do you want to talk a little bit more about the value of this resource?
Yes, this resource, it you answer questions on what you're feeling like now, what's off in your body. You might be feeling great, but you got one thing that's off. So it gives you at the end, it gives you what part of your body is off and how far you're off. You got, I think it's 15 questions. And if 10 of those questions you answer negative, yeah, you need to book like yesterday so we can go ahead and get your system back in order. But it shows you where you are and it actually gives you a look at, oh, I'm really off or I'm doing really good. I don't have all of these issues. So it just, I always, you know, your body, know what's going on with your hormone, with your body, with your nervous system, all of that. And don't let the hospital be the one to tell you what's going on. Know your body before you get to that point.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Anita McDaniel, for sharing this free resource with our audience. Now, I want to talk to you guys about working with Dr. Anita. So don't forget to go to bookwithanita.com so that you can book a call with her. So, Dr. Anita, do you offer packages or what does it look like for someone to work with you?
Okay, so working with me is not, I'm not going to give you another plan to follow. I'm not going to give you a eating program to follow. It's about helping you finally understand what your body has been trying to tell you. Most women come to me are used to being told, eat this, try this, take this, push harder, stay consistent. And that's just not how I work. When you work with me, the first thing we do is we slow everything down and we get clarity. I do an assessment with your body and what your body is actually doing and not what it looks like on the surface. Because most of the time, what we've been told is the problem, and that's not the real problem. So I look at your system as a whole. We look at the brain, the metabolism, your stress load, your past history, your patterns, your rhythm, and connect what's been missed. And then we're going to build structure in your body. I don't do extremes. I don't do overwhelm. I do structure. So you're no longer guessing anymore. You're not trying five different things at one time. You begin to understand what you are doing, what you are doing is right, and doing things so your body can start responding because it's finally been supported the way that you need for it to be supported. So I'm not just walking you through steps. I'm teaching you how to read your body so you don't have to start all over. I don't do the start all over ministry. I do the even if life happened, life started life, and you are able to pick up where you stopped off and keep getting your body in alignment. And that's different. So by the time we are done, you're not just seeing changes in your weight or energy, but you are thinking clearly. You are more stable. You love your body more, and you are able to trust your body again. And that's when everything else starts to move. As I always say, weight loss is a byproduct of getting your body in order. It's sometimes I need to lose weight. No, we need to see what's going on in your body, because once we regulate that that weight loss is going to be a byproduct. Star with her, she saw what was going on with her body, got it in line, got on rhythm. Weight loss was a byproduct of her getting herself together.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I wanted to talk about that because not everyone needs to lose weight. That was definitely one of my goals when I first started with Dr. Anita, and she really helped me understand what was more important for my body than anything else. So even if you don't need to lose weight, there are other things that could be happening with your body that need to be addressed. So thank you so much, Dr. Anita McDaniel. We're so excited that you're able to join us here. So, ladies, again, I don't care what you've tried before. If things haven't worked, you thought you've tried all the things, definitely book in at bookwithanita.com because she's going to help you get some massive breakthroughs based on your unique individual body, history, what's happening in your life, lifestyle, and your past as well. Thank you so much. And is there anything else that you'd like to say to our audience or anything else that you'd like to promote today? Do you have anything
I do
upcoming?
want y'all, you if you want to know more about me, you can go to my website, www.anitamcdaniel.com. That gives more of who I am. I do have a program out that's called the Whole Her Restoration Experience. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it's just taking you from beginning to end to get your whole life together. It's a 16-week program that I walk you, I handhold you for 16 weeks, and you have access, not my assistant, not none of that. You have access to me for 16 weeks, where if you have questions on in the middle of us talking, you have a boxer and you'll have access to ask questions in the middle so you don't miss a beat in your healing. I have a school called Whole Her Wellness Society, and it's where I walk. We right now we're doing, like, I teach you how to fast and what fasting does to your body and how it helps your body, and the different things that you can do to push your numbers, get your life in rhythm. Yep, that's that word again. To get your life in order, and just so you can have control of your life. I don't teach you what to do. I teach you what's out there, and you decide what's right for your body, for your life. So that's on the website, Anita, www.anitamcdaniel.com. If you go on there, you'll see the link for Whole Her Wellness Society.
Thank you so much. So definitely visit Dr. Anita's website at anitamcdaniel.com, and that'll direct you to her school community. And that's also another option for you guys to get an opportunity to work with her. Dr. Anita McDaniel, thank you so much for bringing this powerful information to our audience. It is so needed for so many women. We love the work that you do, and I'm so excited that you were willing to share it with us today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Star.
Thank you so much.